First I have to say, great show. Great jacket.
Thanks. Velvet. Yeah.
Is it for the whole tour? You don't have a collection of velvet jackets?
No, just one. That'd be crazy if I had a new velvet jacket for each tour date. I would be losing money on the tour just on velvet jackets. No, every tour I do, I started kind of just having like a tour suit. So I wouldn't have to like worry about what I'm wearing. I could wear like a different suit for each tour. So for this tour, I thought like velvet because it's about like romance and stuff. I would do like a burgundy velvet jacket. So
what's gonna happen in like 50 years? What kind of jacket will old Aziz be wearing?
50 years, I don't know. God, I don't know. Hopefully by then I'll just be like doing stand-up. Like I would just do it through people's minds, and I would have to even go to venues and tour, and there would be no travel. But I like traveling. I don't like to travel. I like being in different cities. But maybe then it'll be like just teleporting to tour.
Yeah, maybe mind travel's better.
Yeah.
So you did 4 shows here. They just kept adding more and more shows.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
You ever think about just doing like Prince did, like a month residency?
Oh God, that'd be a bit much. But it is kind of like, oh, we're doing 4 shows at this place. Could we do 1 show at one big place, and then I can just hang out the rest of the time?
But, if you could have guests, like Prince had a bunch of guests when he did his residency. If you could have, doesn't have to be comics, could be musicians. Who would you invite to your month-long residency?
Waka Flocka Flame. That would be pretty crazy because it'd be like, oh, if I brought out another comedian, it'd be like, okay, yeah, whatever. But then if like Waka Flocka came out, it'd be like, oh shit, did not expect that. I don't know if I'd be able to follow it. Like after you hear Waka Flocka Flame, you don't want to like, okay, well, let's go back to the jokes. It'd be like, well, I want to go break stuff now. Can we just keep that energy up?
That'd be a hard show.
Yeah.
So when I saw you yesterday, you said you came in early to go to dinner, which I kind of loved because Austin, we love our we love ourselves and we love our restaurants. Where have you eaten while you're here? I went to Kui or Key, I don't know, QUI. I went there. That was really good. And where else? I went and got El Alma, the Mexican place. That was really good. And where else? I hadn't really go to too many places. I've been kind of under the weather, so I've just been kind of trying to rest in between shows. But I went to those 2 places. They're both very good. So I couldn't help but notice you brought Joe Mandy out to the Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, yeah. So Joe Mandy was like, oh, I was like, well, what intro music do you want? And he was like, I don't care. I was like, all right, well, I can pick your intro music. He was like, yeah. And so I started just picking ridiculous songs. Like, I've done That's So Raven theme song. I've done the Perfect Strangers theme song. Unsolved Mysteries theme song. Raffi, We're on the Way to Grandpa's Farm. But Unsolved Mysteries, that's such a creepy song.
I know. It's just Robert Stack in a trench coat in a cemetery. Memories.
Yeah.
What were your favorite Unsolved Mystery segments? Abduction? Like ghost, reunion?
I know, it sounds so dark. As long as you don't say like the positive updates, then you're kind of like a monster. Well, the murder ones are really good. I mean, those were the most like story-wise. It's kind of weird to say. There's one Unsolved Mysteries segment featuring Academy Award winner Matthew McConaughey. Have you seen that one?
But it's sad.
Yeah. That one's really sad.
People
it's really
like
dark.
Post it on the internet. It's like, ha ha. Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. Yeah, that's so weird. My tour manager, when we did the Unsolved Mysteries thing, my tour manager just randomly dropped this gem. He goes, oh, I was on an episode of Unsolved Mysteries. He lived in Canada, and there was some episode where like some little girl got kidnapped or something, and they like had like real little kids like play the kids. Yeah, and he was one of the kids.
That's amazing. So you're amidst the tour right now. What do you miss while you're on tour? What are you going to do as soon as you get home?
I miss not traveling and unpacking my suitcase. So I'll do that when I get home. I won't keep packing stuff and unpacking. That's pretty easy to do. That's the only annoying part of touring is like the actual travel itself, like going to airports and all that stuff. But I like being in different cities and things like that. So that's not bad.
So you talked a little bit about watching dramatic television. Are you episode by episode, keep up? Are you let's just watch them all at once, wait till it's done?
Well, there's another philosophy that's called chunks, where you wait till a chunk builds and you watch a chunk. And I try to do chunks, but like, you know, sometimes people will warn me like, oh, this crazy thing just happened on the show. You better not chunk it because you're gonna find out what happened, and you should just kind of watch it now because it's hard to avoid. If something really big happens, like there was a big thing that happened recently on a certain show, and it was like you couldn't avoid it. So it's like, well, if you don't watch it now, you're gonna find out. And those moments are so crazy when you experience them. You don't want to miss that.
I understand.
Yeah.
What shows are you watching right now?
I'm watching Game of Thrones. I just finished Scandal. I watched True Detective. I watched The Americans. I've chunked a couple of those. I got a couple of those saved up.
I like the verb chunked.
You gotta chunk them. Yeah, I got a chunk of Americans to watch.
Hashtag chunked.
Hashtag chunked, yeah. Yeah, just finished 3 episodes of Americans. Hashtag chunked. What shows do you watch? You got any others besides those?
I mean, yeah.
Oh, I've heard The Return. I heard The Return is awesome.
Ooh, I need to check that
That's
out.
on Netflix. It's supposed to be awesome. Some foreign show. It's supposed to be amazing.
Can't wait to chunk it.
Yeah, you gotta chunk it. Well, that one, all of them are out, so you don't have to chunk it. That you can just watch them all. Chunking is only for episodes that are aired week to week. For Netflix, you don't chunk House of Cards. House of Cards, they're all up. So that's just,
I'm glad we're establishing the chunking rules.
Yeah, that was me and my little brother and my cousins started coming up with this terminology because we'll talk about what TV shows are good and what people are watching. And so one cousin will be like, oh, well, I'm letting some episodes build so I can chunk it.
Well, I know you have one more show. Thanks for talking to us and coming to Moontower.
No problem. Thanks for having me.